there, my yogi friends. Welcome to Sarah Yoga. My name is Sarah, and thank you so much for joining me today. We have a great, cozy, soft restorative practice in store for us. So this is really great if you have some digestive issues going on, a stomach ache, and this will also be really great if you need a sequence for right before you go to bed. This will be a good one to add to your repertoire. Will help calm down the nerves and help you get some much needed and deserved shut-eye. So throw on something super comfy, and if you have a couch pillow or even a pillow from your bed, grab that. We're going to use that today, and let's go ahead and just jump right into it. We'll start by making our way onto our back. Keep those pillows close by. And as you come onto your back, take the balls of the feet together, knees, and drop out to the either side. So if you have more than one pillow and you want this to be more supportive, you can grab the pillows and bring them underneath the sides of the knees. Taking a couple really deep inhales all the way down into the lower belly, to the low back. And as you do this, take your hands and rest them face down, palm face down, onto that space right where the ribs end and the stomach begins. Let the tips of the fingers or the middle finger come to touch, elbows out nice and wide. Observing here as you take a breath in how the fingers separate from one another. And then on the exhale, how the fingers come back to touch. Taking a couple of rounds, observing this movement that the body is making as you breathe. Also really feeling the comfort of the weight of your hands resting on the bottom of the ribs and the belly. And then very gently here, release the hands off to the side. Take a nice big breath in. Through the mouth, let it go. Giving your body some time to settle down, to relax, to digest. So it's more about the breath. Let the poses be secondary. Help yourself out here, help the knees back together. And we'll drag the knees in towards the nose and give them a really tight squeeze. And then release the left foot back down towards the ground. Take the right knee over towards the right shoulder, opening up that inner thigh. Stay here, or adding on, finding a half of a happy baby on the right side, reaching for the outer shin, the outer ankle, or maybe even go for the outer edge of that foot, dragging that right hip and knee down towards the ground. This left knee you can just let continue to fall out to the side, or if you want to, you can take in it and extend it all the way out nice and long as well. This will deepen the stretch across the back of the thigh if you're in that half happy baby. So this is really good for the digestive system, starting to, whether you just got the knee over towards the shoulder or you're going for the half happy baby, putting a little bit of compression on that right lower belly. Right, helps to open up the large intestine, the descending colon. Once we release this fresh blood flow, we'll move into that right lower belly. So doing your best here just to breathe. Give it a go with the breath. But also, not worrying too much about doing it right, doing it perfectly, or even trying to push it or manipulate the breath in any way. Just kind of letting your body take over. Nice. So take that half happy baby if you're in it, release it, release the knee, and pick up the left knee again. Take the right knee, cross it over the left, like you're sitting in a chair. Start to reach for the tops of the knees or the tops of the shins, and we'll hug the knees in towards the nose, getting another deep stretch, this time across the back of that right thigh up into the outer hip. And then release that. Keep your knees crossed. If you have that pillow, grab it, and we'll use it today to give ourselves a little bit more support in this twist, because we have this cross going on with the knees. The knees come over to the left. The right arm will extend out nice and long off to the right. So I have this wall, otherwise my arm would be straight out like a T. If it's okay on the neck, maybe look over towards the right hand. Take your left hand and bring it to your right lower belly. A simple tool to allow you to observe the rise and fall of the belly, the movement of your breath. So all of these poses are to each their own, right? If this feels super good and you want to hang out here, just pause the video and stay in this twist longer. If you're ready to move on, we'll start to come back to center, uncross the knees, hug them back in, find your center through the tailbone, down towards the ground again. And then we'll set down the right foot, take that left knee. Left knee now comes up and over towards the left shoulder. Getting right into the inner groin, the back of that left thigh. If you want to go for it, maybe finding that half happy baby on the left side. The right knee can just drop out to the right, or you can take that right leg and extend it all the way down. Breathing here. If the shoulders are creeping up towards the ears, see if you can soften them. See if you can soften the jaw. And then we'll release out of this side. Take the right knee, bend it back up. If you lengthened it, left knee crosses over the right knee for that squeeze. We'll find the tops of the knees with the hands or the tops of the shins. Flex your toes back and hug the legs close in towards the belly. Feeling a nice big stretch now into that outer left thigh, right into the hip socket. A little bit of compression happening still on that left lower belly. So breathing. And then release. Take your whole setup, grab a pillow, bring it to the right side, and we'll take these knees and bring them up and over to the right. Right hand comes on the belly. Left arm reaches out nice and long. If it's okay on the neck, opening up the neck by twisting the head to the left. Feeling the belly rise and fall. See if you can give into the ground. Let the weight of the legs really release. Let the left palm release. Hands a direct connection right to the heart center, feeling that line from the palms to the heart. How everything is very much connected. Again, either hanging out here, or if you're ready to move on, we'll come back to center, uncross the knees. Give them one last squeeze here. Exhale, release, take yourself up and over to either side, and we'll come up into a seat and swivel around and come all the way up and over and make our way to our hands and our knees, our all fours here. So set the pillows off to the side for just a moment. We'll come back to them. Hands come right underneath the shoulders. Really gentle, couple cat-cows on your inhale, roll the heart forward. Exhale, drag the belly up and in. Inhale, take it forward. Exhale, belly comes up and in. And then your choice here. Child's pose, knees wide, big toes together, or maybe just for a few breaths, you take those hips up and back and find your version of downward dog. So you can pedal out the legs just for a couple breaths to lengthen out through the spine and the legs. There's a reason this pose is always a go-to. It's so good for the body. So either in that child's pose or here in your downward dog. And those in downward dog will eventually release and we'll all start to find puppy pose. So puppy pose is slightly different than child's pose. Knees right underneath the hips instead of wider. Hips stay above the knees and we'll lower the forearms down, elbows right underneath the shoulders. Let the head drop down. Stay here or walk your hands all the way out through the length of the mat. So this one feels really good in the digestive system. Letting the belly just release, opening up the low back. On your inhale, bring yourself all the way up. And we'll start to take ourselves right to our backs. Right back onto the back. So keeping it close to the ground today. And we'll make our way, so a couple of options here. We'll make our way down onto our back. And the first option is just going to be to shoot the feet all the way up towards the sky, to find that legs up the wall sort of version. If you have a chair or something close by and sending your legs up towards the sky is too much, you can bring the back of the calves to rest on the back of the chair and feel the low back connect, sending all that blood flow down into the belly. Or another pose that is super good for the digestive system, when I had a lot of stomach issues, I would do this at least once a day. This pose is kind of the cure-all for every remedy according to BKS Iyengar. So this one is a shoulder stand. And to get into a shoulder stand, you'll start by rocking up and over, finding that plow pose. So again, if this just does not interest you, right, you can stay with just the legs up and over the chair or legs up towards the sky. So from plow pose, hands come right onto the back of the waist and starting to bring one foot up at a time. And this doesn't have to be perfect. The legs can be slightly slanted towards the head, or you can start to walk the hands further up the low back, scooping the belly and finding your Barbie feet, flexing the toes back. In this one, you want to be careful about the head, so don't ever look to the left or the right. Keep your gaze up towards the toes. Keep the chin pointing up towards the sky. And then really deep inhales, really deep exhales. Gets all of the juices flowing here. Seeing as this is more of a restorative, you don't have to be super active in this unless you really want to. To be active, you would squeeze the inner thighs together and really power up through the feet. Right, or you can soften, maybe even soften the knees a little. Finding your breath. If you're in that shoulder stand, just a couple more breaths, or again, you can stay here for as long as you want. Well, not as long as you want, right? I think 10 minutes is probably the max, maybe some people stay longer. And then we'll make our way back down through plow. Keep your gaze looking up, chin pointing up as you help those hips come all the way back down. And so we will just meet those of you that are in legs up the wall, just hanging out here, or legs over the chair. So if you're just hanging out there with the legs up, we're actually gonna swivel and either have a wall close by, or like I said, a chair, and we'll find that wall and scooch up towards the wall. And this would be a good time to reach for your pillow. Slide it underneath the back of the head. And we will end right here. This we will use as our Shavasana, as our last and final pose, with a little support from the wall or the chair. Feeling that low back connect deeply down towards the ground. This pose is exceptionally good for insomnia and digestion, reversing that blood flow back to the belly. Let your breath meet the blood flow in the belly, feeling the belly rise and fall. So I recommend just hanging out here if you can for a few moments. Let yourself get a little bit sleepy here. Trusting that your body knows how to heal and even itself out. And so with that, I will sign off. Hang out here for as long as you like. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on XSarah Yoga. Please feel free to subscribe or note any comments below. Other than that, enjoy your evening, enjoy your day, and I will see you next time. Namaste.